to my first lesson on marriage and family or successful family. It's going to be very important. So we're going to, begin with a question: Why we get married? Why marry? What is the purpose? First of all, we try to answer the why question. When it comes to marriage, people try to answer all other questions like where to get married. They decide the place. So the where to get married, the where question is answered, and how they are going to get married, that is also planned. That question also answered. And when to get married, which month, which year, which day, which date, with what time they are going to get married, everything is decided, like when, how, where, everything is answered. But nobody is thinking why I'm getting married. Why? You ask anyone, 99% of couples, they have no idea why they got married. The reason they got married is like everyone is getting married, so I also have to get married. My parents put the pressure on me to get married, so I got married. All my friends, my cousins, my neighbors, my classmates got married, so I also got married. And but we don't know, what is the real purpose why we are getting married. So I'm going to talk about the purpose of marriage. And sometimes some people think that, the purpose of marriage is procreation, like, giving birth to children. I want to tell you, that is the function of the marriage, but that is not the purpose. People are giving birth to a child without even marriage. So what is the purpose of the marriage? And again, some people think that, the purpose of marriage may be like, we can get married, and sex may be the purpose of the marriage, where we can able to legally have sex without any guilt. So they think that, sex is the purpose of the marriage. Again, I want to, change your thinking. That is not the purpose. That is the functions of your marriage. So if procreation is not the purpose and sex is not the purpose, then what else is the purpose? I want to tell you, in order to understand that, we have to understand the root word for marriage. The root word for marriage is gameo. From there, we get the word gems. About the precious stones, gems like diamond, rubies, and all those precious stones, precious gems. The gems were formed because of, two things like heat and pressure come together. And precious stones are formed thousands of years, when the wood become a charcoal, and the charcoal, going through tremendous heat and pressure, and it transform into a precious stones, diamonds. So in the same way, marriage is like a kind of a precious stone. Like marriage is like a kind of a fusion, a two person coming together in a union called marriage, and these two shall become one. That's the purpose. The two shall become one. The two different individuals coming together in marriage, and these two shall become one. There is a supernatural kind of bonding happens. There's some kind of spiritual bonding happen. These two person will become one. This fusion, the two shall become one, is the purpose of the marriage. And not only that, you have to understand this. We all made for relationship. Relationship can bring greatest joy in your life. Relationship can bring greatest pain in your life. We are all, wired for this relationship. We are all made for relationship. So the purpose of the marriage is to pursue the connections, pursue the relationship. And the highest relationship is marriage, where the two shall become one. So that's the purpose of the marriage. Fusion. Husband and wife come together in the marriage. They may fight, they may argue. They may going through a lot of temptation to separate. So much of heat, so much of pressure in the marriage. But when they decided to focus on each other, they commit themselves to the success of this marriage. You know what? something beautifully happen. The fusion happen. The two shall become one. See, we don't have a time, people don't have a time. I don't want to teach, very long lecture, but I want to give you small bits, which is very useful, which is very important. So the purpose of the marriage is two shall become one. The purpose of the marriage is fusion. Two soul coming together and become one. That's the purpose of the marriage. So let's see further.